Hi everyone. So today I would like to begin this fourth episode by talking about one of the really crucial life lessons that I have recently started doing. Honest disclaimer, it's yet to be 21 days till a habit is formed. I want to share what I have tried and things have become successful so far. Okay, so there was a time initially, like a couple of months back, when I was finding it difficult to fall asleep at night, even after being physically and mentally tired. So I consulted some people and I followed some YouTube channels and everything. So I came across a few tips. These are my life lessons on rejigging your sleeping setup. Now, by that I mean, first of all, sleep in a clean environment. By clean, I mean on your bed there should not be any physical object beside you which is unnecessary. By that I mean no books, no iPads, no phones. Sleep in a very comfortable manner. Then secondly, I have made it a conscious habit right now to very difficult, very difficult, honestly, at least the first 4-5 days, is to keep away all of my digital screens, and even one step further, even any books or any kind of reading material, anything which requires my eyes to be open. Very plain vanilla thing. Because I want to give my body a physical cue that it is time to shut down your eyes for the day, it's time to sleep. So I make that as a conscious effort, relax myself and try to just close my eyes for 2-3 minutes. Now on most days I fall asleep, honestly, touch wood. But on other days when I don't, I listen to some music, or I talk to my husband, or I think about some things which I haven't had the time to think about throughout the day. And mostly these are the things which are on positive note. Now they could be related to my future travel plans, or anything which I want to do the next day, anything which is positive at that point of time. So all of these three things have genuinely helped me better my sleep, so that the next morning I wake up on a neutral to positive note. So at least I don't get irritated, oh shit, it's morning, I have to wake up now, oh shit, I'm not feeling well. So these are the thoughts which are very rare now. It has created a lot of difference in how I start my morning and consecutively my day also. Hi everyone. So the next life lesson I would like to talk about is a very difficult to implement life lesson, I would say, in some ways, is regarding the fact that it is okay to say I don't know, or it is okay to say I will learn about this and get back to you, or I don't remember this at this point of time. Give you the very crucial example from my life. Around 3 to 4 years back, I had applied for a PhD program at one of the most premier institutes of the country. I was selected through their entrance examination. Then I was called for an interview, and in that interview, after looking at my profile that I already have an MBA in finance, so he asked me a very basic question, I would say, now that I look back to it, on what is VAR, value at risk. Now I was honestly very blank at that point of time. I don't know why. I knew what VAR is, obviously. So I knew why I was blank at that point of time, because VAR was something, market risk related concepts, VAR, one of them, was something which I had learned during my college days. So I honestly told them, sir, I do know what VAR is, but somehow because I don't use it every day in my work life, I don't seem to recollect it right now. Now I was very honest, but extremely scared on actually saying this out loud. I somehow at that point of time, the only thing which I could say was this, to an extremely honest answer. And because I could answer most other questions well, but as basic something like VAR, I was not able to explain, so I was extremely scared. But then when the results were out, I learned that I had successfully got admitted to the PhD program. It's a different story that as to why I did not enroll myself even after getting the admission in one of the most premier institutes of the country. But the lesson which I came across from here is that even when so much was at stake, my entire admission, my entire worth at that point of time in some ways was linked to me answering something. The only thing which came out of my mouth was honest answer. A very honest reason as to why I was not able to recollect it. So this is, after that incident, this is what I have followed through in my life. I have encountered situations where I was asked questions where I did not recollect a few things at that point of time. So my response to them has always so far been, yeah, I know this is applicable in this scenario, but somehow I'm not able to recollect the definition or an example related to that. What I do generally in this case, if there is an opportunity, if there is a case, I go back, find information and get back to the person on that. But what I've learned is, and what I want to tell you also, that it is okay to say I don't know, or it is okay to say I don't remember this at this point of time, and remember that and learn from it. Thank you. Hi everyone. So for the third lesson of this particular video, I would like to talk about, I would first like to take a pledge, and that is my life lesson. I pledge to be a student of life. Yes. The lesson which I'm talking about here is being open to education. And don't get me wrong with the word education. Continuing to look out for new things, to continue to learn new things, be open to new ideas, be open to new knowledge. So ever since this has become a conscious decision, I think around 2.5 years back now, I have continuously strive to update myself in whatever things interest me, okay, in life that is interesting to me. I'll not sound very abstract. I'm a very amateur painter, okay. Now there are people who have formally learned painting. I love it as a hobby, but even then I like to learn a few new things here and there, like what is knife painting, or observing the painting, how the strokes are, discussing with the artist about their ideas. I get to interact with a lot of people and talk about things where I, in my everyday life, generally wouldn't get that opportunity, or even feel excited about. Like a cousin uncle of mine, whose wife does, like, she's an amazing professional painter. Now I say professional, but even then she also had started out as an amateur painter, taking it up as an hobby, but she developed it and she has been doing it professionally now. And she started at the age of I think around 40-45ish now. So I think that's an amazing thing. So every time I meet her, I see a new painting of hers, I discuss with her, is this done in this technique, how much time it take, what was the thought process, and a lot of other things. So I know a lot about painting right now. I continuously be a student of finance because that's what I am professionally am. So I keep myself updated about the world of finance. Whatever niches I love, I do keep a track. But third, but quite important, again I would talk about being a lifelong student, is learning the skill to appreciate new things in life. That I feel is very, very critical. Now up until recently, I never appreciated the art of knowing to cook some of my favorite traditional dishes. Like, I used to love them when my grandmother was alive, and she used to make them for me in the childhood, but somehow those recipes have got lost. And recently I have begun that quest of trying to recover them, trying to adapt them to my style. So yeah, I try to do that, and it's amazing. So one more aspect of being a lifelong student is expanding your sources of knowledge. I give a list which I follow. Okay, so there is people, first of all. Then there is YouTube videos from experts in their field. Then there are online courses. Then there are some books are really very useful. And then there are other different avenues like mentors you can have in your professional life. So when I say be a lifelong student, it's fun, trust me. Hi everyone. The next life lesson which I want to talk to you today in this particular video is mantra which I follow. Let's agree to disagree and move on. Now, this might be construed by some people as an avoidance tactic or non-confrontational tactic, but the idea which I want to talk to you about let's agree to disagree and move on. It so happens that we get caught up in certain opinions of someone we meet, and when we talk, we do disagree on certain things, or I come across some views of hers or his which I find are completely different or completely opposite to mine. So there is a tendency in everybody to start conversing on things which bother you immediately, so to react to it. In this, talked about something related to this in my earlier video, that I try to respond and not react. So then when I faced with these kinds of situations, I asked myself, is this opinion of his or her, which is very different or opposite to that of mine, really going to impact me in any way? Like, then if it's genuinely not going to, then I really see no point in continuing the conversation on the same thread. I realize, yeah, the fundamental opinions on certain things are very different, and if the situation is like this, that it's not conducive to me explaining my stance or whatever I want to do to try to influence their opinion so that they can change it, I don't do it. I don't find it necessary to do it. So my principle is, yeah, let's agree to disagree on this one and then move on. The reason I want to do this, and the reason I try to follow this a lot, is it's not very required or not very right or completely unnecessary to keep our brain occupied with these kind of confrontational ideas on trivial matters. Now, I do agree on the fact that trivial are extremely subjective from person to person, from situation to situation. So that is why it's a call which you will have to take on your own. But please acknowledge that this will really not impact whatever the opinion the other person has in front of you. Now, if I have to give an example, is how they practice religion. I am a person who believes in faith, who believes in religion, but I completely don't believe in rituals. Now, the reason I don't believe in rituals is because as a human being, most of us are, and certainly I can get obsessed with the nitty-gritties. What is the purpose of religion, or what is the purpose of religion according to me, I should correct myself, is making me calm, is making me keep faith that things will turn out to be good, it's for my own peace and for my own belief and my own satisfaction. So I choose to do it in a way which doesn't openly demonstrate what I'm doing. So when people ask me about this topic, I know that it is a very I know that my opinion or my belief on this thing is very different. I know that this will potentially lead to a situation where it might cause a confrontation for me or for that other person if we start discussing on this particular thread. So what I generally tend to do is I just make a simple statement and try to move on from the topic, because I know why I have a certain belief on certain thing, and frankly it suits me. I'm very happy with the whole arrangement, my own way of practicing religion. So I don't believe in trying to thrust it upon others. I don't believe in preaching it to others, because it's a self-realization which I've had over a long period of time, and I believe that that is the way to go about it. Self-revelation, self-understanding. Hi everyone. So the last particular topic which I would like to discuss with you in today's video is regarding my idea or my take on how to quit something if you want to or if you have to. So the idea is, you ask yourself very basic questions before you want to when you start thinking about quitting something. The idea is to really understand why you want to quit. It's just a good a simple and a good way to evaluate your decision, or really understand your frustration at that point of time or over anything. So the idea goes around something like that: are you thinking about quitting something? So if it is a yes, then you ask yourself the next question. So I would like to share this particular process chart, I would say, or a process flow which I have come across from one of the YouTube influencers which I follow. His name is Mr. Ali Abdal. So it's a very simple but very effective quitting framework which I have found, and I would really urge you to pause this particular video for some time and then have a look at it. And I know it's so good and so simple that it will stick into your mind, and next time you think about quitting anything, you will ask yourself these questions. So thank you.